here you have a banh mi-inspired fried chicken sandwich. You'd never find this at a fast food restaurant. It's a good thing.
Is that right, Martha? Why don't you try my Asian fried chicken sandwich? Made with crispy fried chicken strips, crunchy Asian slaw, and a gochujang mayo, all on a toasted baguette.
Security, get him!
What, you afraid of a little competition?
You want to go to war with me, Jack? Do you really?
Oh my gosh, what? I can't smell! I can't smell! Introducing my food truck-inspired sandwiches, only at Jack in the Box.
War with me, Jack? Do you really?
Oh my gosh, what? I can't smell! I can't smell! Introducing my food truck-inspired sandwiches, only at Jack in the Box.
What? What? What?
Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Here in Houston, it's another home game for the Rockets. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time. And so with that loss, evening the series up here at 1-1, we look to this game to decide who has the upper hand in this matchup.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group is inconsistent.
They would look like they had to figure it out and take a couple bad shots and be right back to where they started.
Look at the 76ers starting group. Redick and Covington make up the perimeter. Joel Embiid out there with Dario Saric, and it's Simmons in at the point guard. Look at the 76ers back to Tucker. Redick and Covington make up the perimeter. Joel Embiid out. Here's Capella, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Well, the NBA has some great advanced scouts who know how to help a team prepare for an opponent. When you play, Chris, what kind of information would you be given with a team that was coming up on the schedule, or the game that night? What was important for you?
Well, wow, my rookie year, I remember the first time I got a scouting, the playoff scouting report. I had to understand how many times a player I was playing against would shoot over his right shoulder as opposed to his left shoulder, and the percentage of the times he liked on the left box as opposed to the right box. Really just knowing the guys and understanding that happens, and so you really need that to give you confidence, because as I said, you can't check one player. It's just so hard to do. So what do you have to do? You have to check their tendencies. So maybe you can beat him to the spot that he likes before he can, because if he gets there, he's just going to destroy you. Scouting reports are everything to understand your opponent and your opposing team.
Did you keep, Chris, a mental notebook, or would you have a notebook that you would write in to keep track of these players, the guys you would face?
I had a mental notebook. The teams would give us physical notebooks, but I would just kind of read them and make my mental notes. You get to see guys so often that if you don't kind of understand who a player is that night before you play him, it might be too late. Physical notebooks, just kind of read them. As great of a free throw shooter as he is, it's still a part of his game. He works very hard at it.
Shots good from Mbamute.
And guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Well, I wouldn't say that's his shot, but it's a shot he can make, and that really opens things up for the offense.
Here's Embiid. Good D by Harden.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and the D is ready for it.
He gets it in there. Paul's got 5.
They've come out the locker room. His side, 4 for 4 to start.
Embiid, no good.
Well, that rebound was up for grabs to get, but his length really was the determining factor in him coming away with it.
That's good from Paul on the assist from Harden. 8 points for Chris Paul. You want to talk about a coach who's known for bringing offense to a team, then Mike D'Antoni is your guy. Widely regarded, Chris, as one of the best offensive coaches in the league and is the godfather, many say, of the 7 seconds or less style of play.
Yeah, you look up at how this team runs their sets and pushes the tempo. It reminds me a bit of how the old D'Antoni Suns played. And certainly whatever team D'Antoni coaches, they're going to have some entertaining and up-tempo play.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately are really unbelievable.
Man, this is a joke. I mean, there have been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few and far between.
For Philadelphia, they've gone.
Unbelievable. Man, this is a joke. I mean, there have been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few
to end the run. Simmons passes to Embiid. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. To end the run. Simmons passes to Embiid. And if you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first.
And with him missing literally everything he's put up today, you can see why the score is what it is.
And Tucker kicks to Paul. Out to the wing. The feet to NBA2K18. And Tucker kicks to Paul. Harden against Redick. From 10 feet out. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And Tucker kicks to Paul. Harden against Redick. From 10 feet out. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Tucker kicks to Paul. Harden against Redick. From 10 feet out. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And the 76ers call time here. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
They struggled to shoot the basketball in that game, but still found a way, if you will. I mean, they had to pick up the slack in a lot of other areas, and they did.
I'm proud of the way they hustled and essentially gutted out a victory, even though things always weren't going their way.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Anderson comes in for NBA2K18. Green, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. And Gordon's up in for James Harden. Booker, he's checked in for the 76ers. Green, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Now, here's McConnell, defended by Paul. The basket to Luau. Tries to snap the cold streak. And Booker with a nice bucket inside.
And look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound. Finishing strong on the putback.
Paul with a nice bucket inside. The drive by Green. Missed inside.
Good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly. Then with the quick reaction time.
Missed inside. Here's Paul. Philadelphia able to drain the three. Outside goes Paul. Back to Paul. Johnson with the block. Fast break, Philadelphia. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Luau. Nails the corner three. Luau's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, he's shooting a fantastic mark from the field to begin this one.
And now the first timeout call here for the Rockets. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Well, that was a very physical game, and I think that plays into their hands. So a lot of their points came at the foul line.
That's what happens when you push the action. Offensively, when you attack, there's a good chance you'll draw the foul.
Paul dishes to Anderson. Paul passes to Anderson. And finished off by Anderson.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like it, Greg, for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose. Johnson, he's checked in for Green. The 76ers also with a sub. Bellinelli's checked in. For a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose. Nene kicks to Paul. Off target with his three. Bellinelli's checked in. Paul with the steal. A big-time effort for Chris Paul, providing a lot of energy for the Houston Rockets. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we've a big-time effort for Chris Paul, providing a lot of energy for the Houston Rockets. He notched 8 points. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Just playing.
The first quarter is in the books. Second about to get underway. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Just playing.
Rockets leading by 4.
And really few teams in NBA history have undertaken the sort of extreme makeover the Sixers did over the last 4 years, and a lot of losing along the way, but the fans have been surprisingly supportive of the rebuilding process.
And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Rockets. Chris Paul and Gordon are the backcourt pair. Johnson is out there with Anderson. Then it's Nene. McConnell kicks to Booker. Here's Luwawu. Trying to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. And before the rebuild, the Sixers for a long time were stuck in mediocrity, treading water, Greg, as they might say.
Yeah, and it's hard to make that leap without top draft picks. And the Sixers plumbed the depths, if you will. And now, though, I think they've found their treasure trove.
It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Johnson.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
And Booker kicks to Bellinelli. Johnson left side. From down in the low post, it goes.
So much bullshit.
Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
Look at this. I like this team basketball. Keeping the ball moving until they find the right shot.
And Nene spins it in.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Bahamute comes in for Anderson. And it's James Harden in for Chris Paul. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Johnson. Saric comes in for Trevor Booker. J.J. Redick's checked in for Luwawu Cabarrot. And it's Ben Simmons in for T.J. McConnell. Got that one up quick. 6 points for J.J. Redick. And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that how you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth?
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there. You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on a team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we watch some of those teams, and I love seeing that they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say that really what gives me an advantage is that the way that I looked at the game, and hopefully, you know, that gives me a unique perspective when I'm out there trying to talk to other basketball heads like myself. No, I would say that really
Well, you knew that the Rockets were going to be an offensive juggernaut with their roster and Mike D'Antoni at the helm, but seeing it in action is still jaw-dropping at times. I mean, you're amazed. They can put up a lot of points in a hurry.
Yeah, and the team plays at an incredibly high pace, which accounts for some of the ridiculous. But they do a good job of finding smart shots and making the most of their possessions. This team can truly be scary when they play.
Simmons dishes to Embiid. It's stolen by Capella. Kicks it out to Gordon. Jacks up a three. Kept alive by Houston. Pass to Mbah-a-Moute. Kicks it out to Gordon. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played, out of bounds, it'll be 76ers ball 10.
Cheap turnover. You got to make sure your target's ready for the pass before you let it go.
And here in the second quarter, DJ Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. Gerald Green comes in for Eric Gordon. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Covington's checked in. Here's Embiid. And the shot is long.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Well, not all defenses are constructed to protect the mid-range area. Nicely done that time.
Covington with it. Now Green defending. Capella against Saric. 5 to shoot. He kicks to Embiid. That's good. A tough shooting night. He's 2 for 8 and looking for more.
He just looks more engaged this second quarter. A far cry from his disappointing play in the first period.
That's good. Harden the pass to Mbah-a-Moute. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
There isn't any player in the league who's going to pass up that shot. There was nobody near.
Good. Stolen by Harden. One-on-one here. That's tipped. Green kicks it to Tucker. Harden outside. On deep. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. It's tipped. Inside. Kicks it to Tucker. Simmons. Harden outside. And Simmons slams it in. And Joel.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Rockets ahead, up by 1. We'll be back shortly live from Houston. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close. Houston in the lead. Rockets ahead. So on the floor for Philadelphia. Redick and Covington make up the perimeter. Charge is out there with Joel Embiid, and it's Simmons in at the 1 spot.
I don't think they were expecting that shot. They didn't really make an effort to get out.
Redick is in the corner. Joel Embiid, and it's Simmons in at the 1 spot. Simmons against Paul.
They didn't really make an effort to get out.
No good from Simmons. Is in the corner.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul. And for the Sixers, a lot of missed rookie seasons over the years. First Nerlens Noel, then Joel Embiid, now Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but in many cases, I think they drafted them knowing they might be out of commission for a while. Still, I think the Philly fans probably hope not to hear the phrase foot fracture for a long time. Hopefully, they can keep everybody healthy and get this thing moving forward.
Here's Tucker. No good from outside.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Covington's shot is off. Rockets leading by 4. Paul with the 3. And Mbah-a-Moute dishes to Harden. Covington's shot is off. Up and in on the layup. Harden's got 8.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, look, when you're giving up that type of height, you use your quickness. It's just that simple. And it's also a matter of skill.
Outside for Simmons. Covington passes to Embiid.
Well, look, when you're giving up that
and taken away by Paul. Mbah-a-Moute with it. 9 points in the game so far. Paul with the ball. Now guarded by Redick. for three. And it's Paul missing. The 76ers trail by 6. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
No pressure being put on him, and he sails the pass right out of bounds.
Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And it's Anderson in for Mba'amute. Then for the 76ers, Amir Johnson's checked in for Saric. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Ben Simmons.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Here's Embiid. Anderson with the block. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Harden. And he banks in the layup. And it's a 10-point Rocket lead.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
For the Rockets, Gerald Green comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Eric Gordon subbed in for James Harden. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Booker, he's checked in for Joel Embiid.
Now that's a shot they'll be happy with on every trip, no matter who's taking it.
Paul kicks to Nene. Houston moving the ball around. Anderson dishes to Nene. He gets that one. Nene's got 6 points.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Out to the right wing. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Chris, you've been broadcasting as an analyst for the better part of a decade now. Talk about your process when you personally prepare for a broadcast, prepare for a game.
Wow, that's crazy. It is almost the better part of a decade. It doesn't seem that long. I can't believe I've been retired that long. But
I know.
Right? I can't. Wow, time flies, man. What the? I have to thank so many of the guys that I've worked with that taught me kind of how to do it. But my process is kind of like a basketball game when I play. There's a scouting report. I look at the scouting report. I look at the stats for the season. I compare the two teams. I look at this if I was playing for Team A, what would we have to do? What would my role be? And then I look at it for Team B. I love coaching and management and looking at all those things. And so it gives me a chance to play all those roles and then come up with the game plan. And then from there, I just try to make sure I kind of stick to the rules of commentating when we start the game and go from there. But my preparation is really to get deep into the numbers of each team, but then more importantly, how they've been playing, add that context of what I did as a player, and I know what the teams are going through along with all those analytics, and then kind of just let it fly, and hopefully the fans have fun watching it, but that's my process.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Offensive rebound. The kick out to Anderson. But they recover it. 7-second difference. He's looking for Gordon and finds him. Offensive rebound. The kick out to Anderson. And Anderson kicks to Nene. Over Johnson. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. And so it's the Houston Rockets. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their defense has no luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. Here's Simmons. Anderson is down low with Capella. Chris Paul and Gordon are the backcourt pair, and it's Mba'amute in the 3 slot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Here's Simmons. And last season, the Rockets retired Yao Ming's number for the organization, a career cut short by injuries, but he was such a huge part of the history here, and it was great to see that honor bestowed on him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Yao Ming, one of the largest players I've ever seen in this game. I remember having to go up against him. He was so skilled for a player his size. Had some great battles. Oh, yeah. I mean, Yao Ming, one of the largest players I've ever seen in this game.
Anderson against Saric.
He was so skilled.
Gordon goes in, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
We know that the Rockets are a team that invests heavily into using analytics. I mean, they have been on the forefront of data-driven basketball decisions for some time.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Rockets.
Heavily into using analytics. I mean,
Simmons passes to Reddick.
Data-driven basketball decisions for some time.
Simmons dishes to Covington. Checked in for the Rockets. The tray. Simmons passes. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Capella's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And Chris, talking about the Rockets and their analytic approach, the term Maury ball after their GM is thrown around with their approach, but hard to argue with the run of fortune they've had.
Less mid-range shots, everything at the basket or at three. I mean, it's easy to see that reflected in their play style.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Saric. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists now in this one. Paul kicks to Capella. Saric, second shot opportunity. And it's good on the way in. Capella's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
Keep it simple, know yourself, and that's how he gets his minutes. He doesn't stop battling for rebounds, even when the score is lopsided. He knows his role.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
So many fast breaks now into the three-point shot. Good to see them taking it to the rack.
Gordon, the pass to Capella. It's stolen by Saric.
So many fast breaks.
Right block shot. Embiid, no good.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Gordon kicks to Mbamute. And the wing jumper offline.
Game plan needs to change. And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Feeds it to Paul. To the paint. Got a piece of it. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Oh, man. Yeah, he read it all the way. He got a jump on it. Very close.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Rockets. James Harden comes in for Eric Gordon.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
James Harden comes in for Eric Gordon.
That's a very close call.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Simmons. And Capella sends it back. They recovered. Stolen by Tucker. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. And Capella sends it back. They recovered. Stolen by Tucker. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. There's 1:47 left here in the fourth quarter. And it's Simmons penetrating. And the rejection by Harden. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. T.J. McConnell, he's checked in for Simmons. Here's Reddick.
Okay.
Embiid the screen.
Was somebody?
T.J. McConnell, he's checked in. Reddick with the bucket. Here's Reddick.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Rockets.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Clint Capella. Noah.
Well, the best work he did came on the boards. Nobody can match his intensity. His rebounding played a big role in this win.
What a dominant game he had.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Best work he did. Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
Boy, shooting with a lot of confidence from deep. You have to get up on him.
Paul with the ball, now guarded by Reddick. And here's Harden for three. It's good, and it's his sixth make against 11 attempts.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Yeah, that offense shifted into high gear. I love the attack mindset.
Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Oh, it's like he's a magnet to the ball. No matter where he goes, it finds him.
Tucker dishes to Harden.
Is it me, or does it just feel
Over to the wing. Fires from deep. They get it back.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
He has been unguardable. No one has been able to figure him out recently.
So we see Houston taking the W here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that about wraps it up.
And we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that about wraps it up.
And we saw at times just
For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you.
well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that about wraps it up.
And we saw at times just
For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you.
they were pretty much dominant.
And that about wraps it up.
And we saw at times just
For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you.
they were pretty much dominant.
And that about wraps it up.
And we saw at times just
For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you.
they were pretty much dominant.
And that about wraps it up.
And we saw at times just
For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you.
they were pretty much dominant.
And that about wraps it up.
You know how them moments get. He said this year your last, gotta put you in the draft. The Blazers took me 6, that's a mission pass. Reminiscing on the days, I ain't know what was ahead. What I gotta do to make sure the family fed. Staring at the ceiling, struggling to go to bed. Trying to pass class, split the needle with a thread. Far away from home, and feeling so alone. A boy amongst men, I ain't even wear cologne. Girls call me MCM, I'm trying to beat Jerome. The Jazz up the road, I wanna play for Jerry Sloan. Pass class, split the needle with a thread. Far away from home, and feeling so alone. A boy amongst men, I ain't even.
Are you looking for a simple and powerful video editing tool? Why not try Filmora Video Editor? It's an all-in-one video solution to
Yeah, what you know about going out? Head west, red legs, TVs, all up in the headrest. Try and live it up, rock you with the truck. Throw good it up, hit me what? Jig with a cut, shit Chris with it up.
It's an all-in-one video solution to
I'm a big man, get this man room out of everything from Cancun to Cancun. Why you stand on the wall, hand on your lighting up trucks in the club. I'm the reason they made the dress code to figure out what and why when I'm in my fresh clothes. Dresses I suppose from my neck to my toes, neck full of gold. Baguettes in my rolls, rap shows, collect those extra O's. By the get a key to the next to hold. East, west, every state, come on, bury the hate. Millions, the only thing we in the hurry to make. Whether from the ex-friend, intellect, or bins, let's begin. Bring this next